The fastest way to become disconnected from your partner is to invalidate them. It's that simple. And when we say invalidate, it simply means you discredit, dismiss, or shut down your partner's beliefs or their feelings or their perspective when they try to share it with you. This happens so often in people's relationships, and it's a nucleus as to why so many people have obstacles resolving issues in a relationship. Because your partner comes to you, right, and says, hey, I feel this way about you doing this thing. When you did that, I felt disrespected. I felt hurt. I felt like you didn't care. And the first thing you say or that other person says is, no, I didn't. I didn't mean to hurt you, or I wasn't being disrespectful. I'd never do that. My intention was this. And right there, that's where people are getting themselves into trouble. Intentionality does not negate the experience your partner may have had. So when people's attempt to not be the bad guy, right? To not feel like, oh, you're this culprit after your partner's come to you to express how they feel, the first instinctual reaction is to discredit it because that wasn't your intention, right? Whose goals are usually really to truly try to disrespect your partner or hurt them or whatever. No one wants to do that. But the moment you say, hey, no, I didn't, or, oh, you just read it wrong, or whatever the case is, even though that may have not have been your intention, you just invalidated your partner's experience. And in some way, you're telling them they're wrong for how they feel. The moment you tell someone that, it just makes them feel like how they feel doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your intention wasn't to do that. That's the experience they had. And the more you do that, your partner learns to disconnect from you because you stop becoming a safe space for them to come confide in. They learn my needs will not be met or tended to or nurtured by coming to you about something that I need your help with because I feel that an experience I got from you gave me this result. And so the biggest thing to remember always is you do not have to agree with your partner's feelings or perspectives to validate them, right? The first thing you say doesn't have to be something that discredits their experience, because you can never say they're right or wrong for their experience, their perspective. Just like they can't tell you that you're right or wrong for feeling like you did or didn't do something. But if you don't want to disconnect from your partner and you want to be connected, then when they come to you about how they feel, no matter how off base you think they may be or how much of a misinterpretation you think they may have as to what they're saying, first just hear them. Oh, okay. Well, first, I'm sorry you're feeling that way. I'd never want you to feel that way. But on my end, here's what my intent was. It wasn't to maybe give you the outcome you got. Or after you at least say, oh, wow, I'm sorry that that's the way you're feeling. I'd never want that. Well, did you, were you aware of this? Were you aware of this aspect? Give them angles of the situation that maybe they didn't see or don't know of to where they misinterpreted your actions, right? But the main point is you accept and embrace their feelings first. You don't invalidate as a first recourse to preserve your own identity. And so I'll say it again. Validating your partner's feelings does not mean you're accepting being the bad guy, being the culprit, being wrong. It just means you're acknowledging, hey, I hear how you feel, and that matters. No matter whether I feel it's there, correctly, or it's you're feeling that way justifiably or whatever, it matters because you feel it and you matter to me. And one other little sneaky thing I want to throw in there for you to be aware of, right? It's a secondary way that people wind up disconnecting from their partner, from invalidating their feelings. And it's not by being defensive and saying, no, I didn't, or that's not what I meant, or I would never do that to you, and just, discrediting your partner's experience. But people will say, oh, you feel that way. Well, hey, that's how I feel when you did X, Y, Z. Or now I feel offended or I feel disrespected when you did this, to where literally they're coming to you to express how they felt, and you're flipping it around and you're trying to make yourself the victim now, right? To where you're invalidating their feelings by making their experience about you. It's the second fastest way for your partner to disconnect from you, from feeling like every time I go to my partner about something that I feel a way about, they turn around and make it about them every time, to where I still don't matter. Yet again, my needs won't be met here. My needs and what I require is not safe here with them. I have to retract in and take care of me and keep them out. Disconnection. But I get it. If you're in a situation where maybe your partner has done things, and maybe the reason why you're operating the way you operate, where they're feeling a way, is because they do certain things in your regard that you feel a way about. Okay, understood, but you should be telling these things up front. You shouldn't be just matching their actions. You should be communicating to them proactively about how you feel about things that they're doing outside of them coming to you about things. And if they do come to you about something and you feel you react or you do the things you do that they're complaining about because they do certain things, then okay, let them have the floor first. Validate the way they feel, understand that, talk through that part. And then after that, after it's done, then maybe you could bring your piece in and say, hey, well, on my end, I would like to say some things as well that I feel a way about or whatever. Or let them have that conversation, then come back maybe a day later and then present your conversation. So therefore, they feel like, okay, them coming to you was about them the way they hoped it would be because they were trying to get something off their chest to feel heard. And then when you came, they can offer you the same courtesy because you gave it to them. That's how you win in a relationship for both of you, and you stay connected and not disconnected. If you need help building the skills and the tools to do that and validate your partner's feelings and have yours validated in return so you can stay bonded instead of moving apart, either email or DM me coaching and we'll get to work as long as you're ready to put the work in. Let's get it.